Beautiful. Also, one woman going above and beyond to bring others together. The special trip that has brought her here to Arizona. Is 9:34. All right, get this. 50 states, 50 women, 52 weeks. One friendship expert and author is hitting the road, traveling all over the country to meet women of all walks of life and find commonalities between all of us. We're excited this morning to be joined by Shari Leid in studio to talk a little bit about this project. This is really ambitious and it sounds really neat.
Yes, I'm so excited. I kicked off this project 3 weeks ago in New Mexico.
Okay.
So Arizona actually is my third state. I was in Hawaii last week. I was trying to hit the states that don't have snow. And it doesn't have snow, but it's cold.
And we actually have tons of snow in northern Arizona, but good thing you're in the valley.
Yeah.
I know this sort of came about because you just see such a divided country. And talk about why you're doing this. What's the goal in it?
Yeah, it's been a hard few years for all of us, and we had to figure out who we felt safe with physically and also emotionally and mentally. And I feel like we started looking at differences instead of looking for our connections. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm going to every state to share a meal and looking for that connection with a woman I don't know in that state.
I was just asking Shari, I'm like, so are these all strangers? And you said about half of them, but most of them really no one real close. Talk about the woman you are visiting and meeting here in Arizona.
Sure. Her name is Anna, and she was a parent at, my kids are now in college. She was a parent at the grade school when I was there with the kids, but different classes. Kids were in different classes, so we never really communicated or had time together. I knew she moved to Arizona, so I reached out.
Wow. Now, this is obviously early in your investigative, I want to say sort of investigation, right, because you're doing this. Have you found a commonality between the several women you've met so far and so early on?
Yeah, and very quickly, my first stop in New Mexico, this woman told me about how 2017 changed her life because her dad had received a diagnosis of Huntington's disease, which is on a genetic code, so she has a 50% chance of having it. So she started living life for the fullest. Well, 2017, I also had a diagnosis of breast cancer, and that's when I also started living life to the fullest. So we were connecting at that moment, not knowing we shared the same story and the way we were now living. And we actually had tears in our eyes, and had this very deep conversation with a complete stranger.
It reminds me of that 6 degrees of separation at the end of it. You're going to find it's probably much closer than that in a way.
Yeah.
Wow. So breast cancer survivor as well. That's amazing. Former attorney who, was this the life-changing point where you switched it around and said, I need to do more in my life?
Yeah, well, I stayed home for a while with the kids, so there was a break there, but I was at a point where my kids were leaving home, and I thought, well, what do I really want to do? What feels purposeful for me? And this, honestly, this journey right now feels very purposeful.
Wow, that is amazing. Are you going to go home at all and visit your husband?
Yes. Stop in, check in, the dogs too.
We love it. Where can we follow your journey, Shari?
So either under my name, Shari Leid, I can be found, or An Imperfectly Perfect Life on Instagram and any social media.
That's what makes our lives perfect, because they are so imperfect and we make it all work.
Absolutely.
All right. Shari, thank you so much. Best of luck. We're going to have to check in with you throughout this journey.
Yes, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Gina?